Welcome to Kidmissing TV. I'm your host, Angelina Wilson. Today we're going to talk about Levi and Frady. If you recall, we talked about Levi's call. He's an 11-year-old boy who went missing and was found murdered in Forsyth County, Georgia. He had 2 bullets in his head and a bullet in his chest. Somebody wanted this poor child dead. Now, either this was real personal, or maybe somebody was trying a sex assault. There was no signs that they were successful at that, but it's definitely a wonderment. Were they trying? And it's a question that was asked. The search was immense, and he was found, like I said, the next afternoon about 2 p.m. by hunters. He had left his friend's house in the evening around 6:30, 6:45 to ride his bike back home through a little path. And his bike was found the following morning, but he wasn't with it, obviously. So they did huge searches for him, and like I said, hunters found him in the afternoon, and the coroner felt that even though there was not a sex assault, that may have been the motive. I'm not sure about that, because he was shot in the head twice and shot in the chest. Those are all kill shots. That's overkill. As I said, somebody was really angry at this child. But who? And why did his friend's parents not pick up the phone when the mother called them? Now, in Levi's memory, law enforcement and emergency management Georgia broadcasters partnered with Levi's family to create Levi's Call, Georgia's Amber Alert. The case is still unsolved, and they have 2 witnesses that they are looking for. Then we'll get into the criteria for Levi's Call. The first person in question was seen walking along Little Mill Road. That's the road that he went missing on, around 6:30 on October 22nd. That's the day he went missing. With a scruffy gray beard, he was wearing a faded blue baseball cap and walked in a stooped fashion. See composite sketch. Composite sketch is in the poster that I've created. The second person or potential witness was seen in the Dawson Forest Wildlife Management Area, which is where his body was located. He is described as a white male, 45 to 55 years of age, clean-shaven, 6 foot to 6'1" tall, slim build with white or gray hair. He was driving a 1980 to 85 medium blue Toyota 2-wheel drive pickup truck with a white camper shell over the bed. Again, see composite sketch, which is in the poster I have created. Anyone with information on the murder of Levi Frady or the identity of the persons in the sketches is asked to contact the GBI in Cleveland, Georgia at 1-706-348-4866. That's 1-706-348-4866. Or tips@gbi.ga.gov. Or Kim Williams, Special Agent in Charge, Cleveland office, 1-706-348-4866. 706-348-4866. Now, the criteria for Levi's Call. Local law enforcement, the GBI, anybody can use Levi's Call. When an abduction is confirmed and investigators determine the case meets alert criteria, they contact the respective GBI regional office. You can call the regional business offices between 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time. After hours and on weekends and holidays, contact the GBI Communications Center at 404-244-2600. 404-244-2600. An operator will locate the on-call agent. The GBI verifies the use of an alert is justified and works with local investigators to draft an alert bulletin. Once the alert bulletin is complete, the GBI requests activation to the Georgia Emergency Management Agency called GEMA. Like here in Massachusetts, it's called MEMA. Then it goes out. It goes out over the highway once every hour for the next 3 hours, but twice during the first hour on the blinking signs. Before Levi's call can be activated, the following criteria must be met. Law enforcement officials have to have a reasonable belief that an abduction has taken place. Law enforcement officials believe the child is in imminent danger or serious bodily injury or death. Enough descriptive information exists about the victim and the abductor for law enforcement to issue a Levi's call. Georgia's Amber Alert. The child's name and other critical data elements, including the child's abduction and Amber Alert flags, have been entered into the National Crime Information Computer, NCIC. Non-custodial abductions with no danger exists to the child, runaways, or overuse of Levi's call will cause the program to be ineffective. I agree. I couldn't agree more with that sentiment. But we need to find out what happened to Levi. I almost think a song could be written. You know, when a child goes missing in Georgia, Levi's call goes out. Something like that. I just hear it as a song. You may think that's silly, but... And I'm not going to sing it because I don't sing well. But that's how I see it. I just think that would be perfect. And maybe they'll make a movie about Levi, like they did about Amber Hagerman. I want to tell you about another case that wasn't big enough to have its own episode. He is the Mill Valley John Doe. He was age 4 to 6 years old. He was found on September 24th, 1974 in Mill Valley, Marin County, California. Marin County is in the Bay Area. He was wearing an olive green windbreaker or ski coat with hood. First of all, a windbreaker and a ski coat are very different. To me, a ski coat is a big, heavy coat. A windbreaker is a thin coat that we wear in early spring and early fall here in the Northeast. Can't imagine, although that is quite far north in California, I can't imagine why you'd be wearing a giant ski coat unless you were from ski country. Which makes me wonder if he was from way up north in California, or maybe from Oregon. I actually did some snooping around in the missing children from Oregon and Washington to see if I could find any potential matches, and I found blessed nothing. In all three states, California, Oregon, and Washington, I found blessed nothing, unfortunately. And he had a knit shirt with a blue t-shirt underneath. Green and white striped knit shirt with a blue t-shirt underneath. His DNA is available, and that's how they determined that he was in fact a he. Because anthropologically you cannot tell on a child before puberty whether they are a he or she. They have to go by clothing and other stuff. As horrifying as this is about to sound, they found clumps of his hair with his partial skeletal remains. But you have to remember, that may not be anything ominous, as horrible as it sounds, as I said, because one thing that happens is your hair comes off in what they call a mat during the process of decomposition. And I guess they were able to find at least part of that mat, which is a miracle in and of itself. So they know he had brown hair. Because usually small creatures, birds, animals like that will take the hair for use in their nests and their homes. It's warm, it's insulating. It's not unusual for that to happen. That's why they don't usually find the mat, because it is taken by small animals and birds for their homes and nests. He had a gray-blue discoloration of his teeth because he was on a lot of antibiotics when he was little. There we go. And maybe even tetracycline type. Now, I can tell you that antibiotics when you're little wreak absolute havoc on your teeth. I had to have caps on my teeth because they were all bad when I was little for the same reason. Because antibiotics, for whatever reason, destroy your baby teeth. So, and he would have been extremely small for his age. So, next time, we're going to talk about the case of, I think it's Brianna Maitland. I can't see my calendar from here, folks, so you'll have to bear with me. Also, I want to let you know, on a programming note, April 29th, myself and author Jim Hoffman will appear on the Deep Dark Truth podcast with Mo and her partners to discuss the case of the boy in the box, America's unknown child. This little guy. Because we are this close to identifying him. And I cannot wait to do that show. I will be sure and link it as soon as it is posted on all of my social media. So keep watch for that. Social media is in the links, of course. Thank you so much for watching, for your comments, for letting me know I needed to have the microphone closer. Thank you. Have a great afternoon. God bless you. Thank you. Remember, mask up, MA, get that shot. Night.